What the fuck? What is going on, my patriots? How y'all guys doing? Welcome to another edition of, you guessed it, Joel's News and Views, Conservative News and Views. If it's your first time tuning in to the broadcast, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell up top. Tonight is the panel. I'm about to introduce everybody in this joint, not to mention too, the reason why I decided to do this panel is because the fact of the matter, this is the first time that I can actually celebrate in a while an accomplishment on this channel, 100,000 views. 100,000 views. So with that being said, I'm finna introduce our first guest coming on here. First and foremost, the lovely Miss Kay Whitworth. All right, what's going on, girl?
Not much. How are you?
Doing all right. We also got, y'all know who he is, the conservative bear, my dog. What up, bro?
What's up, man? Congratulations on 100K views, man. Big
You're welcome, man.
Yeah,
thank you. And we got my boy, y'all know the young up-and-comer 50, a.k.a. Savage 5050. That's my little brother right there. If you ain't repping him, something wrong with you. All right, you need to follow his channel. All right, now we're supposed to have Dante coming on. Now, please, guys, bear with us. I know y'all haven't seen. If you do follow Dante, he has not been on in a while because he had death in his family. His mother passed away. Uh, so he is going to be showing up later on in the segment as soon as he gets set up. So tonight, guys, we are going to be breaking down two cases. I forgot to put that in the heading. I don't know. I was so excited about the email of 100K. We'll be talking about first and foremost, Kyle Rittenhouse, how he got off, how he pulled it off, and now how he gonna get to this damn cheddar, aka the money. And then we're gonna talk about Ahmaud Arbery case. I made a lot of conservatives mad because of how I feel about it. But at the end of the day, we can agree to disagree because that's what we are. That's what we do because we are classic people over here. We ain't got time for the nonsense. And we also going to talk about the latest death in the hip-hop world, Young Dolph, about how he got murdered and while we see all these rappers getting killed, but yet we don't see the Wokeans promote or demand for justice like they do when a white person does a crime against a black person or if it don't fit their racist narrative. So we're going to break all that down. We're going to try to do it within an hour. With that being said, we're going to go ahead on here and we're going to talk about Kyle Rittenhouse first and foremost. If you haven't been hiding under a rock or something, Kyle Rittenhouse was a young man who at the time was 17, got arrested for murdering two people, charged him with attempted murder, I think, for the other guy, the weapon charge. Well, everybody kept saying that he was going to go away for a long time. They was getting to the point that they was banning his GoFundMe to get a decent legal fund. You said his name around social media, your accounts was getting closed down. Well, miraculously, this week, this young man walked out the courtroom free. Okay? All right. Very free. And so we're going to discuss with my guys on the panel here, did you guys ever had a doubt in your mind that he was going to jail? I'm going to start with Miss K first. Ladies first, y'all. We're going to start with K first.
I didn't when the trial started, but like up until it started, I felt like all the media attention and the way they were twisting things, I was kind of concerned. Like, even though I 100% felt like it was self-defense, I was kind of nervous until they got, into the trial and I started to see, okay, things are going pretty well.
All right. What about you, 50? Did you thought that this was going to happen, man? You thought that he was going to get off?
Well, when it first happened, like, over the summer of 2020, I didn't think that he would get off because they was trying to say that he was like a white supremacist and he was a Klansman and stuff like that. And he crossed the state with an illegal firearm and all of that. But as the facts revealed themselves, absolutely, I thought that he would get off.
All right, and what about you, Conservative Bear, man? What did you think?
I never thought that he was going to go to jail. I still have hope in our judicial system, and the facts spoke for themselves. If you actually took the time out to watch the videos and look into it, you would know that that he was innocent. And just the feeling that I got, I just thought he was going to get off. There was no way in how a jury was going to do it. And if they did convict him, that he was going to get off with in an appearance.
And what's up, Dante? Glad for you to join us, brother. Keeping it real. Glad you here, man. And everything. I kind of informed everybody your situation, what's going on. Our condolences over here. What your thoughts were about when you found out that Cal was going to trial over this whole nonsense? Did you think that he was going to get off as well too, or?
Well, when it was deliberating this week, I kind of was nervous that he was not going to get off, because I'm like, when it's 3 days of deliberation, I'm like, whoa, they might try to find him guilty on something, But you know, it's good to hear that he did get off because it was self-defense. It was clear. So that's my
Yeah,
take.
and it was. And now here's the thing that I wanted to get y'all opinion on. Do you think that the mainstream media had a lot of effect on what was going on?
Was that too?
Yeah, that was that's to anybody that want to chime in. Whoever want to chime in first.
Oh, he was crucified from the minute on the mainstream media. I think only Fox News was the only one that actually held fair coverage on that entire Kyle Rittenhouse case. If you looked at the Chinese news network or MSDNC, you could clearly say that they were being totally biased and saying that he was a white supremacist. But like my good friend, the real Greg Kelly says, man, if he was he wasn't a white supremacist. He was the first white black supremacist because he took out 3 white guys with efficiency.
Yeah, exactly, man, exactly. What about you, Kate? What do you thought?
I definitely agree. I felt like the way he was portrayed in media was horrible. Um, but I'm definitely glad that things, came out in the light. I think that the people lost were not really that big of a loss. And that's basically, my opinion. I do think the media just twisted things and made it worse.
And 50, you want to jump on that too, man? Or
Yeah. Right now, there's a culture war against straight white Christian conservative men. He appeared to be a so-called Trump supporter, wherever they came up with that. And then he was basically going against BLM and going against the Antifa members who wanted to burn down the country. It's so unfortunate that Kyle Rittenhouse is on trial when the person who really should be on trial should be the mayor of Kenosha.
yeah, and I agree. And this is what we have all discussed on all of our shows collectively when it comes to the liberal movement that they tried to portray. They put these mayors, these liberal people, in position of power of leading the city, and they don't lead it effectively. They get crime out of control. We have these type of situations, and then when these things happen, they don't want to take accountability. They want to blame everything but themselves. I mean, if you're in office, your job is to keep the people safe, and your job is to make sure that not only are people safe, but to protect people's property as well along with them. And a lot of these liberal cities has failed doing that in 2020. And so when you see this type of nonsense, it's like, you know, you're going after a young man who the only thing he really did wrong was a straw purchase on the gun, because he went to the actual place with a gun. Okay, but then we can say the same when we see a felon have a gun and do the things they do. So
That's what I was gonna say, dude. Like I was gonna tell Savage, bro. That's not the only person that should have been charged. Nate Graskowitz should have been.
Mm-hmm.
Graskowitz should have been charged as well with felon in possession. And they gave that dude a free for all or an excuse to get out of it. I forgot what the legal term is, to get off of it because he testified against Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, and so when I see these things, man, it makes me very upset because this is not the America that I was raised up under. You know what I mean? Like my great grandparents, my great grandfather, and my great uncle were both in the military, and they always told me, you have the right to defend yourself. You have the right to bear arms. And that young man, he was running away from the threat. He was running away from the threat. It's not like he went up there and said, "Okay, let me go up here and run towards the threat." And that's a breaking news right now. People are telling me in the chat that that 20 was injured and at least one was dead at the Wisconsin holiday parade, which is near Kenosha. And this is, again, man, this is what we're dealing with.
It's a lack of leadership. And like I said, a lot of liberals who I talk to, they feel that Kyle Rittenhouse went out there to start the trouble. even if Kyle Rittenhouse was out there starting the trouble and he was the instigator, once somebody's running away from the situation, you're not allowed to chase them. And if you do chase them at that point, they do have the right to defend themselves, even if they was the one who started the trouble. It's kind of like if somebody break into your house, they're wrong for breaking into your house. But once they try to run out the door, you're not allowed to shoot them in the back if they're running out of your house.
Yep. Exactly. If they're running out your house or trying to break out, you have to stop right there. That is exact law. You is not lying about that. And I think that's where people get the self-defense thing misconstrued. Now, I got one more question for you guys before we move on to the next topic of tonight. Do you think that Kyle Rittenhouse should sue everybody involved that made his life a living hell because of this case?
I do. I hope he gets $1 billion.
Everybody's saying that.
I'm hoping Kyle Rittenhouse be getting that Hunter Biden money.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. He should definitely sue them because they destroyed his, well, not necessarily destroy his life, but him going into law enforcement, there's no possibility that ever happening anymore. So because apparently he wanted to become a cop, but now they slander his name to the point that no force will hire him because it'll be too controversial to hire him to be a police officer now. So absolutely, he should sue. It actually opened up a lot of opportunity for him. I'm sure if he started a podcast, the first day he'll have 3 million subscribers.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Ain't no worry. I'm not doubting that. I'm not doubting that. So the next thing we're gonna move into is what was the title that I was talking about tonight. Well, before I go into that, there's one more thing I gotta add to the Kyle Rittenhouse case. That's another thing I was gonna ask y'all. Do you think that the DOJ, the Department of Justice, are really gonna try to go after this kid now since they could not try him in the court of law with his peers? Because I heard that Sadler, one of the I think his guy name is Nick Sadler, I want to say, one of the politicians that's got connections with the DOJ wants the Department of Justice to investigate this kid's whole case again, which I think is ludicrous. Do y'all think that that's going to even happen?
No, I hope not.
Let me ask that question. Let me answer that question with another question. They're trying to get him. The whole reason for that would be because he violated people's civil rights. You really gonna try to tell me that a white man killing 2 white men and injuring another white man is gonna be a civil rights violation?
Right.
I'm trying to figure out how you gonna spin that. How you gonna spin that? How are you gonna spin that? That you, man? I don't know, man. This is what we're experiencing. These
when I was reading that this morning, when I read that this morning, I was literally sitting there like, so you're gonna try to spin Kyle Rittenhouse killing a pedophile and 2 other individuals and a wife and 2 wife beaters and try to tell me he violated their civil rights? Get off with me with that, dude. That's some bull crap right there.
No, you can't. You can't make that up, man. You can't. I don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it.
But one thing I want to say with the Democrats, you can't put nothing past them because think about how they impeached Trump twice. How they got all these people still in jail from January the 6th. You have all this other stuff they're doing, like what they did with the guy from Veritas, how they broke into his house over Ashley Biden's diary. Man, I don't put that past the Democrats. So I'm not going to say 100% no. They won't try to, get some charges on him with the DOJ because they're using the DOJ as weapons versus using the DOJ for what they're supposed to be used for, just like the FBI and everything else that the Democrats are doing, with the alphabets that they have in place.
Yeah, that's right. You can't put nothing past them. So while that is going on, the next case I want to talk about, moving on, is the Ahmaud Arbery case. Now, the reason why I'm harping on this case because I live in the area where it happened at. And in fact, I was living in Glenn County when it happened, but then I moved out of Glenn County recently to the next county over. So I know a lot about the area. So a lot of people got kind of upset with me in their fields because I did a video back here about a month and a half ago, speaking of Ahmaud Arbery, and I said that I felt like that the guys that were involved should get the death, not get death penalty, but they should go to jail because of what they did was wrong. And a lot of people, a lot of my conservative people got on me saying, well, you're looking at it from a Wokeans standpoint, and they got upset because I said that I felt like there were some racism involved. And it was like, well, why do you say that? I said, well, hear me out. Because y'all know I'm the type of guy, I've always been open about my life. I ain't never, been the type of dude to use racism as a crutch. That ain't me. But when I first moved to Glenn County back in 2014, because I used to live the county below that county, that was the first time I ever experienced racism. And I think I told Dante about this in the Conservative Bear because I had them laughing about it. But I think y'all have never heard of it. So I was married at one time before I got married now. I was married to a white woman, my first marriage, when I was in the military or whatever. We moved to Glenn County. I was selling cars. I had a picture of her and me on my desk. This is about to make y'all trip. When I had the picture on my desk, I'm setting up my desk. I'm doing my thing. I'm still new. I'm still selling cars. The guy comes up to me and was like, that's your picture on the, I'm like, yeah, that's my picture. It's me on the picture. Like, yeah, that's my picture. And he was like, you need to remove the picture. So I'm like, well, why do I need to remove the picture? And he was like, well, I'm like, well, what? Talk to me. Why do I have to remove this picture? He was like, well, you're in South Georgia, and a lot of people don't respect too kindly of interracial marriages. And I'm a very blunt person, and I'm very colorful with my words. So I'm going to do the edited version of what I said. I said they can go F themselves because they don't have to buy from me. I said because this is America, and the last time I'm checked, I was in 2014, not 1914. So dude was kind of like turned red. He didn't know how to react. So he tried to get a black elder gentleman to talk to me about it. That was a manager. And he looked at him. He's like, I'm not telling that man to do that. Are you crazy? Don't you think that's very disrespectful for what you just said? So now he don't know what to do. So he goes run to, and he kind of told on himself. So he runs to the big manager, the GM, and the GM was like, how dare you say that? Like, are you crazy? And that is the first time I ever experienced racism. I'm like, what? This really just happened? And
wow.
And I couldn't get mad at the dude. A lot of people were like, why didn't you fight him? I'm like, dude, it was so mind blowing because this dude was genuinely serious. Like he was shaking and nervous when I put the picture on my desk. And then what made it even more hilarious, after he said that, he came and said he apologized. And that same day I sold 4 cars. So it was like, what? So yeah, it's a little racial over there, but it's not as bad as anybody think it is. But the particular about Ahmaud Arbery, was he a criminal? Hell yeah, I said he was a criminal. I worked at Walmart when he stole the TV the night he did it. I know he a criminal. All right. I knew about the time when he went in the store and was stealing. The dude was known as a professional thief. I mean, everybody know that. He dibbled and dabbled and got in and out of trouble. That was nothing nobody did not know of. But what I was upset about is the fact of the matter that these men were instructed, okay? They were instructed not to leave the scene. And they went up here and did that anyway. Not to leave their house. And they did what the 911 people told them to do. And that's why I got mad about the situation. Because if 911 tells you not to do something and it's coming from the cops, why are you doing it? That's crazy. And so that's why I was like, yeah, man, this to me, I don't like this, And so that's why I don't agree with what happened with the young man. Now, do I think that he was this glorious, nice guy? No, he wasn't. I seen the videos. Yeah, he was pretty ignorant. He was from Blackistan. But at the end of the day, he didn't deserve to die like he did. And that's why I want everybody to chime in. Am I wrong for feeling that way? And if I am, I stand by that. But that's just how I feel. So I'll let any of y'all jump in first.
All right, so I agree with you to a certain extent. However, I don't agree that racism had anything to do with it. Just because you're victimized by white people, it doesn't necessarily mean it's racist. Just because you're victimized by a black person, it doesn't necessarily mean it's racist. The optics of it, I guess I could see how people could point to racism, but I don't see any solid proof to back up the racism. Now, it doesn't matter if Ahmaud Arbery was burying 3 bodies in that incomplete house.
Mm-hmm.
He just killed 3 people, buried them in a house, even if he did that. And then he was running away, jogging, whatever, exercising. It doesn't give them the right to hunt him down and take it amongst ourselves to be these vigilantes and stop them or whatever the case may be. Because if I'm Ahmaud Arbery, these are 3 white guys. They don't have a badge. They're not real cops or anything like that. Men are getting kidnapped today as well, and I hear that's going on down there in Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're kidnapping men, I don't know what these 3 white guys plan on doing with me, and they're saying freeze, come with us, and they don't even have badges. I'm not going to go with them. I think citizen arrest, it shouldn't be allowed, because citizen arrest leads to a lot of sex trafficking.
Mm-hmm.
Citizen arrest a nice pretty young girl just because she jaywalked. Citizen arrest is a very dangerous tool to use.
Of course. What y'all guys? Oh, in fact, hold on, y'all. Let me refresh my app because I got to bring our homeboy back, Conservative Bear. So hold on, bear with me. So if you hear a glitch, don't freak out. We coming right back, y'all. Hold on.
Well, we lost one.
That was on
There
me.
we go.
On me.
We on.
Okay, so let me be the devil's advocate here on this case, and let me ask this question: the reason why Rosenbaum was killed by Kyle Rittenhouse was because he pulled his gun. Am I right? That's the reason why they justified the court shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Ahmaud Arbery tried to pull him the gun as well, which at that point is cause for deadly force, because you don't know what that person is going to do with the gun, whether it's race or not. So that's where this trial gets kind of bumpy for me, is because the moment you try to pull my gun, anybody, I'm going to shoot you, and God forbid you survive, because I'm going to put another one in you.
Well, I mean, I want to jump in there real quick. I think that it was other events that led up to that. Like before it even got to the scuffle or what have you, I think they should just let the police do their job, because as 50-50 was saying earlier, because of all the things that are going on, and you never know what you're going to do in that moment. So he's probably thinking these guys are going to do something to me, and everybody's going to go into defense mode. So I think there was things that led up to that. So the gun would have never been in play if they would just let the police do their job. That's just the way I look at it. Black, white, it doesn't matter. Let the police do their job, because when you try to be a vigilante, it doesn't usually go the way you intend or plan for it to go.
Okay, let you chime in.
Okay, I agree with all y'all. I think it's a tragedy. I think they should have let the police handle it. At the same time, I'm old school. I come from the country, and from the time as young as I can remember, my parents said, "Stay off of other people's property, or they will shoot you." Like, don't be in neighborhoods you don't live in, because you're trespassing, and nobody's going to think that you're just there smelling the roses. So, I mean, I'm conflicted on the case. I'm like, I think what occurred was horrible. At the same time, I'm just kind of like, why do people feel so bold to, go into neighborhoods they don't live in and, walk around and all that. I hate that he lost his life, but at the same time, I feel like he made a bad decision by being in other people's neighborhoods because, in some neighborhoods, there's a sense of pride and of protecting our property, protecting our community. And I feel like maybe that's one of the reasons my parents told me that, hey, if you look like you don't belong, it's not necessarily a racial thing. If I go to somebody's neighborhood and, I'm just kind of, they've never seen me, they don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm going to look suspicious and people are going to maybe approach me. I just feel like he put himself in a very bad situation. He didn't deserve to die. But I feel like his first bad decision was going into a neighborhood and then grabbing somebody's gun. I mean, he just made very bad decisions that eventually led to his death. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
I personally wouldn't oppose to a manslaughter charge, not a first degree murder, because I don't think anybody in that situation was going to had the intentions of killing Mr. Arbery. But I wouldn't be opposed to like a second degree, first degree manslaughter with 20 years in prison. Because honestly, in order to have first degree, you have to have the intent and you got to have draw up a plan. I don't think any of these guys ever thought about killing him. I think that he was shot and killed because he grabbed the gun. But I mean, I wouldn't oppose to be, manslaughter. I don't think it's a slam dunk first degree.
Yeah, and I agree with y'all too. I mean, on a lot of points. And that's why I sit down and get my people to sit down and talk to me, because that's why we like a family. We can really talk about things. Now, and I'm going to rehash everything y'all said, and that helps me come back in perspective too. Yes, like I said, we know that Ahmaud Arbery did have a serious criminal history past. Everybody have contested that he was known to be sticky fingers, be in the wrong place at the wrong time. We know that. We've seen that. Now, the house thing, which I'm guilty of too. I'm not going to lie, when I was in South Georgia, because everybody swear out that that's just what people do down there, is when somebody's building a house, they check it out because it's open. But I do know usually people take their tools and expensive stuff out of there, because there has been cases in the past where people go and steal stuff. So yes, that's definitely a given. Second thing that I wanted to also agree with y'all on, the neighborhood. Yes, he should have never been in that neighborhood, because for one, any neighborhood you're not around is not a good look. I know people say all the time, well, I should run anywhere. Not necessarily. Because let's think about this now. Are you going to run in the hood and in Chicago and you're not from Chicago? No. Nobody's running in the South Side without being in Chicago. So yes, I agree definitely on that. He shouldn't have been there. Shouldn't have been in that neighborhood. In fact, when he first had got confronted, or they were thinking that he was a part of the problem, he should have never took his behind over there. He should have played it safe. Now, the other thing that I agree upon with y'all too was the chase down. That's where the McMichaels to me messed up. They should have stayed at the house. If 911's telling you we will get a vehicle in the area, and I know where that area is at, and I'm going to tell y'all, if y'all can visualize, I know you're not from that area, but it's off of an interstate area of exit 29, so it's out in the country. So when you run out that neighborhood where he at, Satilla Shores, all you got going there is nothing but highway, business highway. So if you're going across that business highway, the cops is always going up and down that 4-lane highway all the time. And because of that, they would have caught him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said they should have just let him do what he do, because the way those highways are made up there in Glenn County, he ain't going to outrun the cops out there, because they got a substation, a sub-cop station off of exit 29, because there's even more $500,000 homes further down that area. So yeah, he wouldn't have been able to run that far anyway. They would have caught him. That's one thing that kind of confused by the case. Why did he chase after him? The fourth thing that really got me upset was, okay, you chased him down, and then you pulled a gun on the young man when you talking about stop, and you fired at the young man. That's what makes it look so bad. Because, all right, now you firing at this young man, and you already done chased him down, you fired at him, and then you got your son on the other side with the gun out. So at the end of the day, they put themselves in that situation. Now, like you said, first degree murder, yeah, I don't see that happening because even though they did a lot of wicked stuff afterwards, spreading his picture around and stuff of that nature and trying to show the video, trying to clear themselves, it really falls between, like y'all said, second degree murder and manslaughter. And even then with second degree murder and manslaughter, it still means life in prison, especially for the older Matt Michael, because the dude like 60-something years old. So if they slap him with 20 years, you done. So at the end of the day, it was a situation where everybody did not think accordingly.
Can I make a comment to somebody in the chat? They said the dude died and didn't break any laws. I'm sorry, bro, but trespassing is breaking the law. Doesn't cause for a death penalty, but he did break a law.
Yep. Was it any signs that said no trespassing?
Anytime you go on anybody else's property without being invited is trespassing.
It was an incomplete house, so whose property was it?
It was the man on the property that was building it.
Yeah, it was no sign with trespassing on there, but the problem with the situation of that house was so many people was trying to see it because it was being built. You know what I'm saying? And people was trying, a lot of people been trying to get and rent that neighborhood because that neighborhood's a nice little neighborhood. Now, rent wise, it run you about, I don't know, $1,500, $1,800 a month out there. But it's a nice little neighborhood. It's quiet, older people, things of that nature. So a lot of people try to go out there and check it out. And some can't rent because, with credit, you know what I'm saying? When you near Blackistan, baby, that credit ain't hitting right. You ain't getting in there right. You know what I mean?
Same thing in the Latino community, bro.
Exactly, man. So with that being said, like I said, I'm guilty of it too. But when this happened, I stopped that mess. You won't catch me now going to nobody's spot, even if it getting renovated, man. The door wide open. Nope, I'm good.
It was some kind of music or something, but so it was no sign that said no trespassing. But the property, nobody actually lived there or nothing. It was like a state property at that moment.
Nope, it was somebody owned it.
They owned it. They were trying to rent it out.
It was owned by somebody. I think his name was Pedro or something like that, and he was building it.
Yeah, he was from North Carolina. He was trying to build. He was building it to rent it out. He gonna rent it out, basically.
Right.
It's still trespassing, bro. And
I'm not denying it.
States have different laws when it comes to trespassing. I'm not a lawyer I'm in Colorado, so I'm not a lawyer in Georgia, but
yeah, of course.
Because I know what it's like. If a house is incomplete and there's no walls or nothing, I would think it is, for some people normal to just go in there and look at the architect. Yeah, I don't know, as long as they're not stealing nothing. But I guess it is illegal depending on where you are.
Yeah, it is.
Like I said, even if he did something wrong, like I said, even if he did steal some copper or some wood or something, that and then he's away from the scene, it does not give these white people the right to go up to him and try to stop him. And like I said, kidnapping is a real thing. I don't know if these white guys trying to kidnap me and take me to a basement and chop me up. And if they pull a gun out on me, and I believe they about to kidnap me, and I'm close enough to grab that gun, I'm probably going to be the Ahmaud Arbery as well.
Yeah. Now that what I said. My thing is this: if he would have been at the Matt Michaels and was trying to do that to them, hey, we wouldn't be having this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's also healthy for everybody to understand, to look at it from all major point of views, that this case itself was a extreme case of one person didn't listen, trying to be a vigilante, and somebody lost their life. Race could be involved. I may think it is, but y'all right. It's all about who looks at it at the end of the day, because that's all a visual. Everybody have a visual understanding of this, that, and the third. That's just how people are. But one thing we can agree upon is it could have been handled differently. Now, here's my thing that I'm upset about the case too, because this is why you don't see a lot of coverage from all these Wokean people, because Miss Ahmaud Arbery's mother, she first heard or started investigating what happened to her child. She was not felt right about all of the things that was told to her, because, like she said, she knew her son wasn't perfect, and she had accepted the fact that he tried to break in. She even said that. She's like, I accept the fact that I thought he tried to break in, do some illegal stuff because he has done that in the past. But she said something didn't sit right with her because they wouldn't give her details on certain things she wanted to know about the case. Like any basic parent want to know, well, who was involved, who did this and who did that, and they was all hush mouth about it. So that's when she started making noise because she like, something ain't right. And when it started making the airways, Donald J. Trump, our president at the time, reached out to her. This is where y'all about to trip now, why you don't see Wokeans trying to promote this. He asked to speak with her through her lawyers. At first, she said she was kind of hesitant, but she said, he is the president. He is asking about what's going on about the case. Let me talk to him and see what he has to say. She talked to him. He told her, if you get this, we get everything situated and find out what's going on with this case. He said, can I have a sit down with you as soon as when we get some, get the gas and stuff going to find out what's going on and get answers about what happened to your son. She said, yeah, sure, no problem. Well, it was miraculously out of nowhere, GBI jumps in, and then we see 4 days later the guy's arrested. Soon as the guys get arrested, a month later, he asked could she have that sit down with him. She said, sure. They had a sit down, and she actually said that talking to Donald J. Trump was awesome. She said he really cared about the family. He was never disrespectful. He was actually considerate and told her that whatever resources she need, he'll be right there for her. And everybody got mad on woke land. Like she wasn't supposed to take that meeting.
Are you telling me that white hooded robed orange man called up and was talking to Miss Arbery, trying to find out the situation? Not that racist?
Yeah, you look it up. It's all over. That's why nobody won't talk about this case. Why you think they won't talk about this case? The Wokeans won't dwell on this case. Why you think it ain't got that much coverage on CNN and these other platforms? Because she made that statement about Donald J. Trump. And since then, everybody been walking away from that case. They don't want to really follow it.
I'm going to say this about this case, though. I think this particular case will be studied in case law because there is so much around it that it could. This case is not 100% a slam dunk either way. It is a very, very, very. I think it would be a great case to study in case law because there's so much you could go over the evidence. Is trespassing? Is trying to take a gun? Is that it's so much. And that's what I'm thinking, man. Manslaughter would be a good verdict. I would vote guilty of manslaughter. Or second degree murder.
Exactly. Now, another thing people are upset about the case is because due to the fact of the matter, the jury got one black person on there and the rest of the jury is white. But here's the thing. I'm not finished. I'm not finished. What nobody's not understanding though, Glenn County recently flipped to be more liberal than ever because they got a liberal mayor and they're getting another liberal black mayor and it's predominantly black. So you already know what's going to go down on that. So I don't know why everybody was tripping on that part because I did my research and I was like, wait a minute now. Everybody bugging about it being all white jury and stuff. And I researched Glenn, I always research the parties and stuff over there. And I was like, yeah, it's predominantly freaking liberal over on that side now. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think the jury is going to get this one right. They're going to study it. I don't think that it matters that they're white people because at the end of the day, if you're a white person and you're a mother or a father, you wouldn't want 3 crazy white men on a loose to kill your white son as well. So I believe the jury is going to study this one right. I don't know which way it's going to go, but I don't think that race is going to play a major factor in this case.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I say something on this, dude?
Yeah, go ahead. Go conservative.
Let's say I'm a white guy, right? And I'm a hillbilly redneck. And I hire Kay to be my lawyer. She better get me the backwards hat, Confederate flag waving, white hood and robe in their closet. She better get them on my jury.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a white guy, and I'm being charged as a racist. You better get me that all white hillbilly.
He's so
white hood and robe in the closet.
Hey, it won't be hard. I'm in North Carolina. I'm out in the sticks, so it won't be hard to find them. I got you.
So stupid. Oh man.
Your attorney for you're paying your attorney to get you the best jury to get you off.
That's a good point.
And Dante, what you think, man? Do you think it's gonna play a part in it too, bro? What do you think?
With the media, man, I really don't know, because I'm being honest, the media, they really tried to make it about race in the Rittenhouse case. That didn't work. You know, they followed the law, you know, and they followed the evidence. So, but in this case, I don't know, because if it's a liberal, you know, area, liberals, I don't think their elevator go all the way to the top, so they don't really think they're emotional. So they may do like what they did with President Biden. They may just vote off emotions, and then it's the wrong thing, and then they have remorse later. So I really don't know. I'm being totally honest. I can't say yeah or nay or which way to go, you know, because I don't trust the liberals.
Yeah, I think it's what's going to happen is, my personal opinion is, like everybody we have all been saying, because it's not that many Wokeans involved, and the media has been not as heavy in this case as before the other cases. I think that on Ahmaud Arbery there will be a conviction, but I don't think it's going to be first-degree murder. I think it's going to be more like everybody was saying before. It could be a second-degree murder with an average time of, you know, I don't know, 20, 30 years, or it could be a manslaughter with a 20 years for both sides. Now, one thing I do know is they try to get a plea deal for the other guy, the video camera guy. Now, this guy's lawyer, Lord Jesus, just look up Kevin Goff and look up his history, and you would shake your head. You wouldn't want him to defend your cat. That's how bad this dude is. He got fired for being the helping out the assistant DA when he was a lawyer, and then he went independent, and he's only good for bankruptcy cases. This dude sucks. He sucks. When William Rowdy Bryan first got arrested, this is when I was saying to myself, William Bryan must be did not have nobody on his side to make him a GoFundMe or something, because when he first got this dude to represent him, I guess pro bono, this fool said, we need to speed up and have a trial now. What? Have a trial now? With all the emotions running high? You're trying to get this guy. You're trying to get him sent up the river. Oh no,
bro! When I saw that, bro, when I saw that case, when I saw that case hit, dude, and he was like asking for a plea deal, like, dude, you're just admitting you're guilty. You're selling the other two guys, and the guy that was filming the video, he has the easiest case to actually win to get off.
Bro, let me tell you something. If I was the dude filming the video, I'm just being 3,000 about it, they would have caught me up in some mess like this, I would have went to the prosecution. I would have got me a plea deal. Listen, man, I can't spend the rest of my life in jail. I'm just a poor little white guy that they say that's racist. But right now I found God. Can you help me to do what I got to do to testify against these other two? I tell you everything. All about their family, when they had dinner, what time, whatever you need, man. I would have been caught, boy. I've been singing like a canary. Call me a snitch.
I agree. Imagine just, hanging out with those guys and getting wrapped up in something like that. And you're just recording, you're just trying to be a friend. And then this stuff happens. I'd be so mad.
I never understood why this guy was brought up on charges anyways. Like, he was filming it. That would be like saying the guy who filmed George Floyd's death should be charged as well. Like, seriously. Because
he was texting back and forth with him about he had it on camera, and this crazy dude started showing people what he filmed like it was a sport. Like, hey, buddy, you want to see what I did this weekend? Oh,
bro, I would have taken that phone, bro. I would have Tom Brady that phone.
Bro, it is crazy. I ain't never seen nothing like this. I was like, yo. And then when they say he had a lawyer, I was like, okay, so he got a good lawyer. Like the other guys, their lawyer is okay. And let me tell y'all something. Georgia lawyers, the independent ones, it's very hard to find a good one. You have to go to another state to find you a good lawyer, because Georgia independent lawyers suck. The only good lawyer they have is prosecutors. I don't know what it is in the state of Georgia. They prosecutors is on point, bro. Like when they say they're gonna roast you, they're gonna roast you. They don't play. And these knuckleheads got some of the craziest lawyers I've ever seen. The judge had to fuss at the lawyer like, "Yo, you sound retarded. Like, what? Why are you disrespecting my courtroom with stupid antics?" You know what I'm saying? Like, I just shook my head like, "This, you can't make this up. You can't."
Yeah, dude. Some of the stuff I've been watching about the Ahmaud Arbery case, bro, and I haven't really followed a lot of it because I was in Denver. But dude, I was sitting there and I was like, seriously, who? It was like they were watching the Kyle Rittenhouse case and trying to follow that role, like that model. They're like, all right, man, now we're gonna ask for a mistrial like 9 times, dude. Just give up. You're not getting a mistrial.
And that's why I try to tell people you have to be careful with lawyers that take your case for pro bono. Because a lot of times, somebody take your case for pro bono, you either go get somebody real passionate or you gonna get somebody like a Kevin Goff that's just trying to get a name for themselves. And that's what I feel like Kevin Goff is doing for that William guy. He's done. He's toast. Because now the trial is about to they're about to rest. They're about to have their closing arguments tomorrow. And this, like, I think it was, Thursday, he's trying to go to the court talking about let's do a plea deal. Are you serious?
Oh my God.
You done went through the whole trial. You done got, man, I was so crazy. I'm like, yo, who is this man's people? They is, I'm like, his wife must have divorced him. She don't love him at all. For real, dog. I don't know, man, because that would have been my brother or something like that. I would have been like, we need to get you a better lawyer. This ain't it. Yeah, that's what he said. Look it up. He tried to get a plea deal for that man.
They got the Simpsons lawyer.
Oh my God.
That's what happens, man. You get what you pay for. You literally.
Exactly.
So y'all remember that if you in Georgia and you do something illegal and it's a big case, whatever you do, do not get you a pro bono lawyer out of there, because I'm telling you now, you are going to get messed up. And whatever, and there's one more thing I got to say before we move on to the next situation. Don't ever, in a high profile case like that, listen to your lawyer and say you going to get on the stand and testify in your own defense. Are you nuts? Oh.
Unless you're as skillful as Kyle Rittenhouse, dude, that boy was just as skillful with his testimony as he was with the AL.
Yeah.
He did a really good job, yeah.
Yeah, and that's because, Charles Rittenhouse got the face for it. He's a short dude. And I didn't know he was that short. He's only 5'3". So he's 5'3". Wow. You know what I'm saying? He's a short kid. You know what I'm saying? He got the baby face. You can pull that off. This man looked like somebody granddaddy damn near. You cannot pull that off. You ain't supposed to be on the defense. When they told you need to testify for yourself, no, don't speak English. That's what I would have said. That's what I would have said. I forgot English today. No, man. And when he did, let me tell you, that black prosecutor from Cobb County, she ate that man up for breakfast, bro, and lunch. And I think she chewed on him a little bit for dinner. It was crazy. He had no leg to stand on. I was like, and then his lawyer just sitting in the seat like, oh, God.
Not one objection. Not one objection. I'm sitting there like, I'm not even a lawyer, and I'm screaming at my TV, call an objection.
Yeah. She is eating this man alive, asking him, well, just eating him alive. Talking about, so you're trying to tell me, didn't you leave the house? Did they tell you to stay? Yeah, they did tell me to stay. So when you left the house, did you get that gun? Yeah, and you got the gun outside, right? Yeah, what were you going to use the gun for? I was going to try to. So you was going to try to scare him, but you pulled the trigger. Am I correct? And yeah, I'm like, oh, God. She is ripping this man apart.
It was painful to watch that.
I was like, oh, God. And he looked like he didn't know what to do. He looked like he was looking at the lawyer like, help me. I'm drowning. Help. Like, bro, like, yo, I would have never took the stand, dog. I'm sorry. I was
either.
Nope. Not doing it.
And I wouldn't be hiring Lionel Hutz from The Simpsons anyway to be my attorney. So.
Yeah, it would have been, man. All right, so I guess I'd have put off my energy about that case. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the rapper that got killed this week, Young Dolph. I know a lot of people, a lot of y'all might not listen to his music on the panel, but I'll put it to you this way: if you're a 3-6 Mafia fan, he kind of raps kind of like their music. And either way it goes, he was giving back to his community, doing a turkey drive, and somebody shot this young man down while he was getting cookies in his old neighborhood. Now, a lot of people try to say he was a thug. He really wasn't a thug, but at the end of the day, he did promote a lot of music that talked about that lifestyle, and he was in beef with people that also was in the music industry that promoted that lifestyle. But my thing is this: people said they saw the person that did it or saw the type of people that did it, but yet still nobody didn't want to come forward and talk about what was really going on. So my thing is this: why does it seem like when these rappers and entertainers like this get killed, that we don't see these Wokean people, these MSNBCs, and all these other people have that same energy trying to look into their cases like they do when it's somebody that's a conservative or like Trump? And that's what I want to get from you, Savage 50/50, because you in the biggest city. Why do you think that is a norm in Blackistan especially?
Well, with the Young Dolph thing, it's real unfortunate. And, you know, people always talk about this whole black culture stuff. And it's kind of just like, what is black culture? When we see a brother get shot, we got this no snitch policy, you know, and nobody want to say anything. As far as I understand, the guy was a family guy. However, when you promote satanic music, your demons are going to come and hunt you down. I mean, a lot of people going to see if you're really about that life, whether you live in it or not. You know, it's real unfortunate, but he promoted that kind of lifestyle in his music. So you gotta be expecting people to try you out on the street. And I'm not really, I really don't even follow a lot of new hip hop that's going on. So like, I'm kind of ignorant to a lot of that stuff, to be honest.
I got you. Only reason why I follow because of my kids. Kay, what do you think, Kay? Because me and you from the same area too. What do you think, Kay?
I think it was horrible. Like, I don't know this young man or anything about his music. I just basically know what you said, you know, what I read when the story broke. I think it's horrible. It's so tragic because he was actually trying to do something nice and do something productive. And, you know, kind of like Nipsey Hussle, like you go back to the hood and it's not safe there for you anymore. And a lot of people got mad over on my, you know, platform because I was like, don't go back to the hood. Like once you get out, don't go back. You know, and people got in their feelings about that. I'm not really sure why, but, you know, I've seen this happen a lot in the past couple of years. And I guess it's because of social media and people flexing. Like there was a young lady, she owned a hair studio and she went viral and she got killed over some bundles. And it's like, because she didn't move her studio out of the hood. She wanted to, you know, stay there because, you know, she wanted to give back and, you know, just help her community. And they took her life. And I just think these types of situations are so unfortunate. They really make me sad.
Now, Conservative Bear, what you think, man? Because I know you from the, you know, Latinos perspective of the hood too. You know, do you see the same problem over there too, as for brown people as well?
Bro, I'm an old man now. Like I don't even know who what's his name, Dolph?
Yeah.
I don't know who he is, bro. I listen to like Ozzy. I listen to Black Sabbath.
Yeah. You're talking to a bunch of people that don't know nothing.
Yeah.
I don't know what this Dolph guy is, bro. I just found out who Bad Bunny is because of Ric Flair.
Yeah.
My daughter pulled me into that one. But the thing is, bro, that's why you see like a lot of us Latinos. Look at Canelo. Canelo was homeless, living in the streets of Mexico. He ends up getting all that money, bro. Dude, that boy has never been back to Escalentes. I guarantee you, he's never been back there.
Yeah.
He may send a check there, but he's not. He himself ain't going back. Same thing with Manny Pacquiao down in he got all that money, bro. He never went back. He sends money back.
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to do is send money back. You know, find a good organization that you trust and give the money back to you. I'm telling you, if I ever hit it big, bro, I'm moving out of where I live. I'm gonna go up to the west, up to the north side, buy me one of those houses and gated community. You ain't gonna see no bear out in the streets. I'll order DoorDash.
Exactly. Dante, what about you? You the same way, my man?
Yeah, I'm with the rest of the majority, man. I really don't know much about Young Dolph. I do know he got shot here in my city, in Charlotte, North Carolina,
Yep.
believe, and he survived that, and so that should have been a kind of a warning, you know, in it about who you have around you, because everybody that's around you are not supporting you. Some people are haters, so you know, because you made it out and they didn't, or you didn't do what they wanted you to do. So you got to be careful, and it's sad that amongst especially black people that look like me, they have that mentality that, you know, I will take you out, and it's not even over the money. You didn't even get no money. You just shot him up and killed him. What did you get from that? You know, so I'm kind of with 50 on 50. I'm Savage 50 when he said that you make this satanic music, and now those demons going to come back to collect. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what happened here.
Yeah, on my, when I was,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say, yeah, dude, that's the same thing that you hear all the time, man. You sell out, you sell your soul to get ahead, whether it's your values or your morals. You sell out to get ahead, man. Dude, you got to pay the piper. You got to pay. The devil's gonna come back for his.
Yep.
You know, when I was on my, oh, go ahead, bro.
It's best to leave them neighborhoods and really don't go back. I don't understand why a lot of black people think that, staying in the hood or giving money back to the hood is going to do anything. And like, there's no white man legislation that's going to change how black people act culturally. There's no NBA or NFL player that could donate enough money or build some kind of rec center that's going to change black people culturally. You need structure within the home, and that's going to fix the problem in the black community.
You're right, man.
It's the same thing in the Vadio, bro. It's the same thing in the Vadio. Bro, they put a police, dude, I live in one of the worst cities in Colorado. They put a police department on the east side, thinking it was going to help change the shit that goes down out there. Bro, it didn't. You know what happened to that police department 2 years later after we spent millions of dollars to build that police department? They closed. Waste money. You ain't going to change the culture unless you get daddy staying in there and whooping that ass. You have to keep the nuclear family intact to save the family on both in the black and in the Latino community. When our daddies leave, bro, life changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. That's what I try to tell people, man. When I was living in Carolina, man, you know what I'm saying? I bounced around from Charlotte, and I lived in the projects on Alphabet Hill. Shout out to Killerville, on Hartsville, South Carolina, Darling County. Yeah, it's a little town, but damn it, they get murder popping over there. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Whenever I wanted to act the fool, I had this old man, God bless his soul. Y'all know I talk about him all the time. My dad, Rory Conacher Voice. Rory C. Boyce did not play that mess. He used to look at me in a minute and say, son, if you walk out my house trying to be a gangster, you will find you a new address. But beforehand, I'm going to tell you a new a-hole so that way you can be able to show your other gangster friends that you did survive. But this is what happens when you live out here trying to be a part of the stand. And ever since then, I ain't never played with my daddy, man. Like, my dad scared me. You know what I'm saying? Like, my other homeboys, they even respect my dad. Like, I had dudes that were in gang life. When they went around my daddy, it was yes sir, no sir. But they would never say that around other dudes. And they was like, well, why didn't they respect your dad like that? It's like, do you see how crazy he is? I'm not messing with that old man, because my dad exerted fear, a respectable fear. You know what I'm saying? My dad was an ex-hustler. I even talked about when my dad used to sell drugs. But my dad told me, don't do like me. Don't be like me. I want you to be better than me. And I took that advice along with my great-granddaddy and all of these guys that molded me to the man I am today, because they did their illegal activity, but they did everything they could so I wouldn't go down that path, because they always told me, once you start that path, you on your own. And I didn't want to be by myself on my own, man, because them jokers, man, they did help me out when I needed advice. So, you know, and I think that's what we need. We need more fathers and more granddaddies and stuff in the home. But unfortunately, we live in a culture where everybody's selfish. I mean, you think about this, guys, and I'm not getting off topic, but we keep saying in these communities, Blackistan, Glacier Valley, Brown Valley, we want fathers in the home. But we are quick to tell men in a heartbeat, don't raise nobody else's kids. Don't raise no other man's kids. So which one is it? Because That man that took the time out to raise that other person's kid may be saving that life so he can preserve some kind of legacy. We can't be selfish all our life, man. And that's the problem with America today. Everybody's so freaking selfish. You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got all this crime out of control. Because nobody don't want to step up to the plate because they so scared if they do, well, I'm not going to get what I deserve. Bro, I don't care about that. I get what I deserve when I go home and see my, father upstairs if I ever make it that way. Because I know where I'm going, that's going to be a good place. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to have paradise or whatever. Hopefully he be serving some Don Perignon and stuff. But that's a different story. All I'm saying is that I'm not going to be the type of dude out here to be selfish and not try to give my best to help somebody else so they can make their life better. Because that's not what God put me on purpose for, to be selfish. That's what I'm just saying. And it just makes me mad when I hear people talk like that. It really does.
Well, that's the problem that Lyndon B. Johnson did to the black and brown communities when he exercised the welfare program and extended it out the way he did, bro. That destroyed both of our communities. And for what? For a couple of food stamps and some Section 8 housing, bro. And the reason why they do that, man, is so dad is out of the picture, dude. Because you can't get Section 8 with dad in the picture. You can't get stamps with dad in the picture. The only way you can get that shit is single mom. They support the single motherhood, and I hate when I was on YouTube before I got kicked off for calling Kamala Harris a hoe. Was when I was
told her that all the time.
That says single moms do it best. Fuck that shit. Single moms don't do it best. You need daddy.
Yeah.
Well, they adapted.
I got banned, like IP block banned for calling Kamala Harris a hoe.
Well, they adapted the white government is the new dad, and then as a narrative that a lot of black men don't want to take care of their kids, and in a lot of cases that's not true. A woman won custody 90% of the time. The whole family court is completely against men in general, and that's black and white men. As a lot of men that do actually want to sit there and take care of their kids, but in some cases, not all, women do certain stuff to make a man go through hell in order to raise his kids. Where a woman could say, "Oh, when he came around, he threatened me." Then they put a restraining order out on you. And then it's like you could lose your job depending on what kind of job you got just for simply somebody filing a restraining order on you. So me dealing with certain situations, I'm starting to have a little more clearer understanding why a lot of men kind of just don't be around, because a lot of times, sometimes these women that adapted this white man government as their kid's father, it's certain stuff that they could do to keep a man away.
Yeah. And y'all know what I tell them. I call them baby mama terrorists. Shout out to my boy, Mr. Palmer. Because that's what they is. They baby mama terrorists. They done went through a generation of it's okay to be a baby mama, and it's okay to annihilate the man, and it's okay to have your children to raise up to be emotional and go to jail, in and out the system, and continue the same damn cycle tradition all over again. And it's sad. But then when they see women like Miss K over here, who's giving women advice, this is what you need to do, this is how you got to get yourself together, this is how you need to do to be successful and find you a man that's going to be there for you, they start hating on women like Miss K and saying, "Oh man, she just a pick-me. Oh, she makes me so sick." No, it's not that. Yeah. It's because K don't want to live alone with a dog barking in the background and a cat meowing. Shout out to Kevin Samuels on that because he loves saying that. Sorry. Okay. But I'm just saying, like, people don't understand that there's more to life than being selfish all the time, man. And It's more to life, you know what I'm saying, than depending on the government, to take care of you. I don't want the government to take care of me. I want less government. I want more capitalism. That's what I want. That's why I do what I do. I don't want no one to say, Joel Davis died here today with his hand out and his mouth on the government's freaking titty. No, I'm not going out that way, bro. Sorry.
Yeah, it's interesting. Bro. We actually just did a live over on my channel, me and the ladies. And the topic of the live was, why are women so willing to take money from the government, but they won't practice hypergamy? Because I think in regards to welfare, back in the day, I feel like women were a big part of the problem. And when we were talking, I came to the conclusion, I'm like, you know what? Wait a minute. I actually feel like the point of welfare wasn't to take the man out of the home. The point of welfare was to try to encourage, I think, and this is what I said, Black women to pick better partners. I feel like welfare was an attempt for the government to kind of force a Black patriarchy. Like, if you already got kids by one man, don't go find another one who's broke too and have more kids to put us on welfare. Because we talked about how social workers would come in the house and they would like go through things and everything. We talked about the movie Claudine, and I feel like it was poised as a dehumanizing thing. But the more I thought about it, I'm like, wait, like they have a point. Because if you already have kids, the government's already, paying y'all's housing, giving you money for them. The last thing you need to do is find another man who is not going to contribute. So we talked, and I just feel like women were a big part of the problem back then, because instead of selecting better partners, they actually fought to get the Dusties back in the home. And it's like, I just feel like it backfired. I don't really think the point was to take the man out of the home. I think the point was to stop women from choosing men that were not providers. So we had a little debate over there.
The welfare system came out in 1937 during the Great Depression. It was to help to stay afloat while we were in the Great Depression. It was never supposed to continue on after inside of World War II, but somehow those measly Democrats somehow, they with the Social Security Act, changed it all to a government assistance program to stay on for a long time. It was never supposed to be that. It was supposed to. FDR wanted it to be strictly for the Great Depression and then for it to end. And here we are in 2021.
I think women did it. I think if we would have made better decisions back then, if we would have said, okay, if a man can't provide, we're not going to keep having children for the government to pay for. Like, I feel like if especially women of color would have made that pivot instead of saying, oh, well, this is wrong, let's go to the Supreme Court and sue them so that we can have our Dusties in the house with government assistance. I feel like we made the bad decision back then. And it impacted like the entire world, really, because now men don't have to do anything to have kids. They don't have to provide. They don't have to do anything. And they can have a woman, women will have their children with no, it just, to me, it just kind of, I just think we screwed ourselves as women. Like, women complain about men so much, but I'm like, if you think about it, we bear a lot of the fall in the way the world is right now by the choices we made back in the day. Like, it's not just about patriarchy and men did this, men were bad. It's like, but what were we doing too? Like, we made bad decisions in history too, and we still do. And I just hate how, modern feminism has become this, men are bad, we hate men. Like, I feel like women really need to take more responsibility for the problems in society and not blame men so much, because we create life. Like, we have so much responsibility and we're not using it properly, at least not on a grand scale, in my opinion.
I like you. You are a smart woman.
Oh, thank you.
And here's another thing too, to add to that. And I agree with you on that too, Kay. You know what I'm saying? Like, when the welfare system was first designed, along with Bear, yes, it was supposed to keep everybody afloat. Now, if you looked in the 60s, especially during the Civil Rights Movement, we as Black Americans, I'm not saying Black people, African American, that shit makes me mad. I'm going to say Black Americans. That's what I am, because I ain't never been no damn Africa. Black Americans. We as Black Americans had the highest rates in the U.S. at that time of nuclear family. We were so high at that time, they even did a piece of white Americans wanting to use our family values so they could be as high as that. And you can look at it, it's on a Time magazine back in the 60s during the Civil Rights Movement. But like they said, when LBJ took over after JFK died, and then whenever you saw Martin Luther King die, LBJ went and put his hands in all kinds of BS to make it where we could continue to depend on the government. And when the 70s hit, you had all people like Richard Nixon, Tricky Dick, all them start talking about, well, since the, if you take the father and say he's not here, we can get you more assistance. That was during the time where a lot of Black folks were going in transition of not getting those type of jobs they were looking for, because they were still hatching things out for affirmative action. But by the time they did hash all that stuff out for affirmative action, we had got ourselves in a situation where we thought it was comfortable to be in a home without no daddy. Daddy wasn't comfortable with not being there. And now this is where we at. Now we're at a place in America now where it's the norm to see a black woman without a father in the house. It's sad but true. In fact, it's so normal now when you, example given, if a white person have a kid or whatever, playing, they pick up their kid from school or whatever and say, hey, I got this new friend. Just make an example so nobody don't take it the wrong way. Jamal. I just made a friend with Jamal. Oh, okay then. But you have to meet before I can go over, you have to talk with Jamal's mom. Oh, okay, so Jamal's mom must be the only parent in the home. That's exactly what they assume. And they was like, wait a minute, hold on now. Are you serious right now? That's sad that we're the only race of people where people assume when they see you, oh, your mother. They don't never say your father. Where's your mother? Where's your mother? They don't never say where's your mother and father. Because
they do that with us.
Yeah, and Spanish people too, but not as much though, man. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all still got, Uncle Charlie and all, the Vados and shit. Excuse my expression, still kick ass, that uncle. But I'm just saying, in a black home, it's always mom. And that's what people used to. And it's a sad situation. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Joe, right now there's a culture war against masculinity.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason why they're pushing so hard for LGBTQ, transgender hours in the schools. They're trying to feminize men. They love the welfare system because it gets rid of black men. So the more they could feminize men, and then they could start the Me Too movement, where now it's sexual harassment just for saying a girl is pretty. So they're doing everything possible to attack men. There's literally a culture war against men right now.
Especially black men.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Madonna's son. She has a black son wearing a dress. Freaking Will Smith's son wearing a dress. Dude, they are going hard at the black community trying to make it okay to be LGBT, dude. It's disgusting. And dude, this has been going on for at least the last 10 years. And it's sad, dude, because there's a lot of great men out there who step up and work and pay and take care of their kids, dude. And to see them trying to defeminize the black man is insulting, bro.
And you know what? Dante, what you think about that, man? Let you chime in. I know you ain't speaking a minute.
Nah, man, I'm taking it all in. I mean, because you guys are all making good points, but I want to, piggyback off what Conservative Bear was saying is that, yeah, they're feminizing the black man, and I think that they're trying to turn all kids, black, white, it doesn't matter, into this LGBT whatever. And I just think that kids should be able to make those decisions and on their own, and then too, they won't be able to grow up and be productive fathers and mothers because the population and the generations as we know it become extinct if they keep pushing that agenda. So, for those that have both parents in the home, we should commend that and we should salute that and highlight it more because I don't think it's highlighted as much as it should be. It doesn't get the spotlight, as much as it should be because I think when you see people get killed, they always put the mother on screen. You don't really see the fathers really speak up. It's always the mother on screen crying, they killed my baby, but sometimes we need to hear from the fathers. And when we do, a lot of times we hear the fathers speaking out saying, this stuff have to stop in the communities. And, some fathers rather, they would say, all the violence got to stop. So like I said, again, I agree with everything that everybody's saying. And forgive me, my mind is here. I'm listening to y'all, but I'm kind of all over the place. But, I agree with what everybody was saying.
Yeah, and I respect that, Dante, and everything else. And like I said too, and I told y'all this, I was talking about this on I think on my backup channel back here a hot minute ago. I said in the next 5 years they're gonna make it a fad for men to be wearing skirts and dresses like regular clothes. Somebody was like, "Nah, wait, Joel, you lying." I said, watch and see what I'm talking about. Hip hop community. I don't know if y'all keep, like I said, I keep up with hip hop because my kids. There was a rapper out there in New York, guy named Conway the Machine. He's sporting a skirt for Tom Ford. He's up there talking about, yeah, man, it's the new skirt. I'm gonna put that on. And I'm like, whoa, a skirt? Like, bro. He talking about, yeah, it's a skirt or something like that. I'm like, no, bro, that's a skirt. You cannot play that off. That's a skirt. Then you had Russell Westbrook. He putting on a dress. Then you had Kid Cudi performing. I'm doing a tribute to Kurt Cobain, wearing a dress.
Kurt Cobain never wore a fucking dress.
I know that. I know he did on one time. He did on that one cover. He did some kind of tour he did where he did it one time. But it wasn't. But he had pants and stuff under it. It wasn't like he was just wearing an actual dress. He was just doing
probably
that.
high.
He was
exactly. He probably was because
it was a kilt.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he killed himself afterwards. But I'm just saying.
No, he was wearing a kilt like Roddy Piper.
Oh, kilt. Okay, I knew it was something like that. But I know he had jeans.
I love me some Nirvana, bro.
Yeah, I knew he had jeans though. I knew he had jeans under it if I ain't mistaken. Because But that's what I'm saying. This is what is becoming the norm. Like they're really trying to destroy masculinity. And then. And Kay, you could probably can testify and second this too. They're making a lot of women become more masculine in these situations, in relationships, especially in everyday social issues. And that is sad. Like I never thought I'd see the day of seeing something like that.
They're trying to, but I think that's why, my channel exists. And there's so many of us out here now who just are like telling women, look, it's okay to be a woman. It's okay to let a man be a man. Like, traditional gender roles, I don't know why there's such an attack on it. It's like there's nothing wrong with men being masculine. Like if our men lose their masculinity, I just feel like the whole country will fall. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like we need each other so bad. And I just get, I get really passionate about this type of thing because I don't know why it has to be a situation where they want to strip what we are. Like we're different and that's beautiful. And, why is there this agenda? And, I'm a mom, I have a 4-year-old. It's even in the freaking cartoons. My kid can't even watch cartoons because it's not that I'm homophobic, transphobic, whatever. I want my kid to be a kid. If he's 12 and says, Mom, I'm gay. Okay. But I don't want to send him to kindergarten where, they're trying to convince him that he is, or he has to figure out if he is or not. Just let kids be kids. Like, let them be men. Like, I don't know.
Okay, when I was a kid, dude, I never even thought about sex until I was 16, 17.
Me neither.
I was already like, I'm from the Vadio, like I'm from the bad part of town, and I still didn't think about it. I was still playing with GI Joes. Now, let me ask you a question, Kay. Would you rather be with a man that is a strong, muscular man, and you're probably married, but excuse me.
I'm not, but yeah.
Would you rather be or would you rather be with a man wearing a dress, walking around
Don't say that, Joe.
Oh, girl, let me get you that Prada.
I want masculinity. Like, okay, I'm not LGBTQ, transphobic, whatever it's called. Like, I just I want a masculine man, and I just don't feel like kids need to be brainwashed. I want to be the pretty one in the relationship.
Hell yeah.
Like, why is that so wrong?
Right? Who wants to go out with a guy that's prettier than you?
No.
I'm sure some people do, and that's their thing. And that's my thing. It's like we have to be tolerant towards them, but they, pretty much try to dismantle like, hetero traditional things. And, I feel like we're supposed to coexist. Like, why is there such an attack on masculinity and just straight people in general is what I feel like sometimes.
Like I'm cool with the transgender crew.
Yes.
But make it after 21. Don't be starting these kids on puberty blockers. I was watching that documentary on that little kid that transitioned. Where he didn't have enough, penis length to turn it into a vagina, and that kid suffered. They had to take it out of her butt and everything to make a vagina.
It's too young.
Let them. Don't start them on puberty. You can start puberty blockers when you're 21. And then you're old enough to make that decision, or even 18. You're old enough to make 18 on your own. Not freaking 8, 9, 10, 12.
Right.
No.
Bro, stop sexualizing our kids.
Amen.
Period.
Amen. Amen.
There's no such thing as a transgender anyway. There's really only gay or straight, because nobody never transformed into a woman that was a man. Nobody never transformed into a man that was a woman. So there's really nobody's ever successfully transformed and changed their arteries.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true. Are
you right, bro?
Your Y chromosome, or you carry that extra X chromosome? You don't change your biological makeup. But if you want to be a chick with an Adam's apple, you know.
Congratulations. Just don't bring it over here my way. Listen, my wife love the fact that I, you know what I'm saying, I'm like a big grizzly bear. My wife love that about me. And I love that about myself too. I don't want to be looking pretty. Like, let me tell y'all something. I was in the car business. When I used to be in the car business, I couldn't have my dreads. I had to be baby face, nice little haircut. I got tired of that because that ain't me. You know what I'm saying? Nothing against you, Savage 50-50, my little bro. You know what I'm saying? You have to look that part. You're professional. Me, I'm just hood. Either way it goes, I like looking rough like this. It's great. It matches my personality. I'm rugged around the edges, man. That's why everybody know me and remember me, because I'm that rugged guy. You know what I'm saying? I could never see myself telling my wife, well, you know, today, sweetheart, dye my hair. I want to make sure I put some dye into my beard, and I want to trim it right here.
I'm down with that, bro.
No, my wife would, man, y'all can see it right now. She'll be on my channel telling y'all it's over. He is lost. There is no more Joel Davis.
Bro, look, dude, I am not allowed to touch this with any just for men, bro. It is what it is, man. Let it ride.
Hell yeah.
This is combat, bro. I'm the only person in my whole family that has white hair.
Ain't no wrong with that, man.
I tell my kids it's wisdom.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what's in now, man. Women like that white beard now. You know what I'm saying? That's what women like now.
Yeah, we like men to look like men. You know, most of us do. And like I said, I don't fault anybody's preferences. It's just, I hate how there's just an attack on traditionalism and, you know, traditional gender roles, you know, men providing, women staying at home, vice versa. I just hate how there seems to be an attack on just family units in general, you know?
Yeah, and it is. It's getting to be ridiculous, man. Like you can't make this up, man. It is. And everything else. Oh, Dante having technical difficulties, but I'm about to tell him we about to wrap it up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was just following everybody that we on here with.
Oh, great. I'll follow y'all too.
Bro. And I need to get your guys' information so we could collaborate as well, man.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And let me tell y'all, man, and the reason why let me tell you how I found Kay. When I found Miss K, and this is, you know, no shout out to my little sis here. At first, when I got, you know, she was talking about, at first she didn't like Kevin Samuel. I was like, oh, you can't be talking about Kevin Samuel. That's my dog right there. And then so I went and I broke it down a little bit more, and I compared notes, and then I started watching some of the things going on that Manosphere mess, and I was like, you know what? She got a point. These people don't know what they're talking about. They just sound bitter. So, you know, I started listening more to her content. And then what really sold me is when she talked about traditional stuff, cooking in the kitchen. You know what I'm saying? Preparing meals, different wines. I said, you know what? This is a real Southern woman. I'm going to follow her, man. I'm going to have all that.
Like, I cook a little, you know. But I'm glad we met. However it happened, you know.
Yeah, and then I said I'll get you on the show. They'll tell you I'm always fouling talent, man. Oh yeah. Like I told everybody, I'm taking everybody to the top with me, man. That's just how I think.
I like Kevin Samuels.
I mean, I just feel like he's so extreme, and he doesn't need to be. You know, it's like there's so much shot factor, and I'm just like, dude, you don't have to be as rude and rough as you are. Like, there's a way to get your point across without, you know, just humiliating people.
It's still a show. It's like, he still has to keep it entertaining. So I kind of understand why he's doing it. Yeah.
It's
like, I don't know if y'all ever heard of Jesse Lee Peterson.
Oh God, yeah, it's
like the same. It's like he's saying certain stuff to be funny on purpose because he gotta. That's what people want to see, you know. So.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get them clicks. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Jesse Lee Peterson is the most established troll. You want to see an old 70-year-old man be an awesome troll? That's Jesse Lee Peterson. When that Joker went on that show with that black liberal and said that we got White People Day. Ah! White People History Month. Oh God!
Yeah. White History Month. Yeah.
He is wild. I can take him in doses, like, but he is crazy.
Bruh, when he said that, I thought that black liberal guy was gonna commit suicide on set.
I'll have to look that up. That sounds hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know.
You gotta look that one up. You look it up. This dude is like about to blow a top, man. Like he could not handle it when he said that. He said, "What history month? Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm serious. We celebrate it every July." Like, oh no,
Lord.
Bro, I honestly think, bro, that we need just an American. The 4th of July is the only month, day, year we need, bro.
Well,
yeah.
Juneteenth, right?
Yeah, I do too. I hate all that.
4th of July.
Yeah, I hate all that, man. I hate all that cultural.
I don't need the 17th of September, bro. I don't care.
Yeah, that's all we need, man. We just need one thing, man. For real, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you.
I love me some turkey, bro.
All right. So before we get off here, I will have another mega panel again. The next one I have, because Hood Serve got in here, like he was a little mad at me because I didn't invite him, but I was trying to get everybody that I could find. You know what I'm saying? Just a little one tonight because I know that it was short notice. But the big one I'm going to do, I'm probably going to do one before the Christmas holidays. It's going to be called Joel and My Friends. We all going to get together and we just going to have a good time on live tripping. So I probably have to go in the upgrade to my Zoom. But if I have to, I will. But it's going to be all of us streaming, just having a good time. Yeah, Kay, I'm going to have you, my girl Jay, everybody. My boy Just Some Brown Conservative, everybody that's been rocking with me. Even because the Black Conservative Perspective, I'm gonna have all y'all in one setting. We're gonna get it in, so that way, and that way, Kay, we can get you some views, man, and get you some follows, man. You and Savage, y'all.
I don't know if I want them because Blackistan likes to drag me. So
no, not over here. You're past right. Blackistan. Blackistan drag you because they can't afford you in Blackistan. They can't afford you.
They stay on my neck, and I'm like, you can just keep scrolling. Like, it ain't that serious.
Don't worry, they get Savage 50-50 get hate too. Don't you, Savage get hate.
I'm Jesse Lee Peterson Jr. So
yeah.
Oh, really? Oh Lord.
They can't stand Savage. They said Savage talk too professional.
You use too many big words.
Is that a thing?
Conservative Bear, they don't quit getting on Conservative Bear so much. They don't find out Conservative don't give a damn. They be like, oh, you know what? It's just a waste of time.
Okay. The reason why they don't, I respawn back, bro. Like, I had a guy do a whole video on me.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Call me that I'm a whitewashed Mexican dude. That I hate my dude. Bro, I went back on him and I was like, okay, bro, let's do this. And I did one video, never heard from him again.
Wow.
My haters, bro. I'll do a whole 1 hour video just saying how stupid you are.
I should do that. I should start roasting them back.
Yeah, man. You can, Kay. If you need help, Kay, I got you, girl. You know you like my little sister. Okay. I ain't gonna let them rag on you, man. I got you.
Thank you.
You and 50, I ain't gonna let that happen, man. One thing about me, if I say I rock with you, I rock with you. I'll go defend you. I don't play that, man. When I say y'all my friends, y'all my friends.
Bro, I am too, bro. Like I had another guy talk shit about another YouTuber that was retired for a while. Somebody was talking shit about him, dude. I did a short on this guy, ruined his whole career. Like he stopped making videos.
Oh,
got to, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Got to.
If I mess with you, man, I got your back.
Yeah.
Hey, I subscribe to both of y'all channels.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna subscribe to y'all and everything too.
Yeah, but Joel, no, I'll be having some good interviews. He came on my channel for an interview. That was a good one.
Cool. I'll have to check y'all out.
Yeah.
My email's on my.
I was looking at your about. I don't see it.
Oh, tcb@tcbshow.net.
Yep. Yeah, and definitely. So before I leave, I'm going to pass it to Kay. Kay, you got anything major coming up we need to be prepared for so we can promote you? Because you know, if you got something big coming up, I'll try to promote it on my end.
Oh, I appreciate that. I don't have anything. I'm here on YouTube, on TikTok. Just type K Whitworth. I think I'm the only one on most of them, but I don't have anything coming up that I know of. Just thanks for having me. I appreciate hanging out with y'all. It was good to meet y'all.
Okay, all right. And let's see here. My homie 50, you got anything that's coming up next?
Nah, man. I'm just going. I'm just gonna talk my stuff on my stuff, you know.
I know you're gonna do that. We ain't worried about that.
Yeah, no. But hey, actually, I want to get the Conservative Bear on and interview him, and then I want to interview Kay on my channel.
Sure, I'm down.
Yeah, just send me an email, bro, and
yeah,
I'll have Nana1776 look it up, dude, and schedule that.
I sent his email to him on Instagram. What about you, Bear? You got anything coming up?
I don't got nothing, dude. I do reaction videos. I do lives. I do political commentary, dude. I just do a lot of random stuff, but whatever I feel like doing that day. It's mostly in the political realm. I am getting ready to do my 2-year anniversary on Valentine's Day of 2022. So I'm gearing up to start ready to go for that, bro. So 2 years of YouTubing it, all my bands, all my but yeah, dude, that's all I'm getting ready to do, man. I'm getting ready to start gearing up for either the 15th or the 14th, and getting ready to do my my anniversary special. I hope you guys could all. Joe, I know you're coming on.
Yeah, I'm coming. I got you. Let's see what I got going on my end. So Tuesday, Jericho Green and me will be back on here chopping that shit up like always. After that, I'm probably gonna try to get Black Conservative Perspective this week on. If I can, if he not busy, because the old boy went to Africa, so I had to wait till he has the time. And then I want to say sometime in December, probably after my anniversary celebration or whatever with my wife, I'm probably gonna do another women's panel. And this time it's gonna be me, Kay, and I'm gonna try to get some more other women on there too, so they can really give these young men the game or what really women really looking for. Traditional women, not the modern women, but the traditional women that got it together and what they're looking for. And also gonna try to tell these young men it's okay to be involved with a woman that got a kid or kids with one particular guy. Okay, as long as she ain't got these multiple baby daddies running around, you should be fine.
She's a good mom and a good person.
And a good person and actually trying to change her life. And we'll discuss how to find those things out too. So yeah, man, a little self-help, little that going on. But I know in the new year, I'm probably going to go and bite the bullet and start a podcast with this channel all together here with the whole conservative movement. Because everybody keep telling me they want me to bring the podcast back. I was thinking about not doing it, but since I'm growing, I might as well do it. So I just got to figure out if I'm going to do it with a co-host or not. So I might be reaching out to one of y'all as a co-host so we can get it popping. All right.
Man.
So
bro, get the Rodecaster Pro, bro. It's the best soundboard, man.
All right. And so if I do that, that way everybody and all of us can get it in and do our thing and discuss it. But I love you guys and thank y'all for sharing this moment with your brother tonight, man. Especially my little brother and my little sister. It made me feel real good to have y'all in the building. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Hey, anytime, man. And I will link up with y'all this week so that way I can keep y'all in the loop with all the stuff that's going on. And like I said, if y'all got anything major, don't be scared to let me know. And what else I'm going to say? Yeah, we going to do something on Instagram. So I would, Kay, we can't include you because you might shop.
Hey, you ain't lying. That's true.
But if you want to, true, me, Nate, and you, and my boy Mega Hawk and Mary Copa Strong, we'll try to do something on Instagram. So that way we get more
I like Mega Hawk. You seen it? I had him on my channel.
Yeah, I seen him. Yeah. It made me proud. I had a tear in my eye. I said, my boy.
I am so close to being famous.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I know, man.
No, that was special. I felt like I feel like that was a big deal for me to actually get him on.
Yeah,
Mega Hulk.
Yeah,
Mega Hulk. Yeah,
bro, I met that dude in DC. I'm not going to say what day I met him on, but I met that dude in DC. He was a cool guy.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely a cool dude.
Yeah, he is. He mad cool. And Maricopa Strong, his best friend, his real name is Dave. Dave is cool, bro. Dave is a cool dude. They both from Arizona. And Swole, God Almighty, you want security? That's them, man.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
Yeah, huge. All right, guys. Well, good night, guys.
All
Take
right,
care
peace.
of yourselves. I'll
Good night.
see
Thanks for having me.
you anytime, guys. Anytime. All right, guys. So that's all for us tonight. Please like, share, subscribe. Get in the comment section. Tell me what y'all thought about this panel tonight. What are y'all feelings about some of the things we talked about? Whether you agree or disagree, keep it respectful. Again, thank you once again, y'all, for the 100,000 views. I'm still honored. I'm about to cry because this is a real dream come true. I never thought that this channel will go to these links. I hope and pray that I continue to reach out to y'all and continue to give y'all the most authentic, real side of me at all times. Please like, share, subscribe. Y'all know what it is. I am out.